You're listening to the Drummer Daily Podcast, the only daily podcast dedicated just to drummers. Go to my website at danielhadaway.com. Hey there, does it feel like it's been a while since we've spoke? I guess if you're binge listening, maybe not. But for me, it's been a while. I took a little time off from podcasting just to get my feet under me during the beginning of this All Sons and Daughters tour that I started on a couple of weeks ago, actually now. And so I just knew that the first bit was going to be tough for me to consistently podcast during. We flew out, so it was all on the West Coast, and so I normally live in Central Time Zone, and so moving 2 time zones to the West, it was pretty exhausting just to adjust to that and stay awake late enough to play these shows and adjusting to a new drum setup, even though it wasn't any more complicated than anything else that I've done in the past. It takes a little more time when you have, since I got this new kit from A&F, even things like the hardware functioning differently, like the way you screw things in when you're putting it together. Every little thing takes a little more time at first, just as you adjust to something new. And I was taking more time to carefully tune the drums before every sound check and every show. I wanted everything to sound just perfect, and so setting up my drums used to take me like 10 or 15 minutes. Now it's taking like 45 or an hour, and so just the extra little bit of time that it took, that's one extra thing that piles on and kind of makes things exhausting. Plus, the shows themselves take a little more energy just because we're playing a lot of new songs. We've never done so many new songs on one tour, and so it takes a little more mental energy to prepare for that, and then be alert while you're playing them to make sure you don't mess those up. All that to say, sorry for if you've missed me. But it was nice to go out on tour and meet some of you. So that was really cool to meet you in person, those of you that I met. And I hope to be back to a somewhat regular, hopefully daily, since this podcast is called Drummer Daily, but hopefully daily schedule of podcasting now. But just wanted to check back in with you today. Kind of getting back in the swing of things. I got back home a couple of days ago and just focused on recovering. I'm getting older, so like sleeping on a tour bus isn't the same as it used to. All that kind of stuff. But I will tell you this: it's been a lot of fun being on tour and playing drums every night, and like I said, playing these new songs, playing a new drum kit. It's so cool to have so much new happening all at once. And then of course I also, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast yet or not, but I wrapped up the beta for Boom Click Bootcamp a couple of weeks ago, I think, and have been getting just amazing feedback from that. So if you're interested in that, keep your ears open. If you're on the beta list and you didn't get into the beta, you'll have a chance to get into that probably here in the first week of October, which is very close to when I'm recording this, within the week, probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe within a week and a half, I'll say. And if you're not in that beta program, I'm looking for probably, I'm going to just guess late October, early November is when I'll start I'll open that up and give everyone access to that. I'm just taking it slow and steady. I want to make sure everything is just right. I don't want to put something out that is anything other than top quality. My goal with this is just to help people, is to help you get better at playing with a click. And so I don't want to put something out there that's going to disappoint anybody or is not going to live up to everything that I think it can be and should be for you. So I've got my head down working on that as well. And I'm also getting real pumped about some new music coming out here in the next few weeks. I think the last week, these are just some bands that I like. The new Dawes record came out last week, and then this week I think we've got new Bon Iver coming out, which I love, and in a couple of weeks we've got new Jimmy Eat World, which is one of my all-time favorites. Their new album, a couple of songs I've heard sound great. and we've got Kings of Leon coming out. There's just all kinds of great new music coming out this fall. So I'm really pumped about all kinds of new things happening this fall in my own life and in the band that I'm traveling with All Sons and Daughters, and also just music in general. It's an exciting time to be a lover of music in all kinds of ways. So I hope you're doing well. I will, like I said, I'll get back on like actual drumming topics, some good info tomorrow. So I just want to check back in and say hi with you today. So I hope you're doing well. As always, you can shoot me an email at daniel@danielhadaway.com. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to cover on this podcast. I've received a bunch of emails, so if you're hearing this and I have not replied to your email, I will in the next day or two. So just be looking out for that if you sent me an email, or either through my website or through just emailing me. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Bye for now.